He does not get it. He just doesn't get it. I understand there's not many options. I realize there is a severe lack of talent at CNN. I get all that, but this is the best you can come up with? This is Chris Licht's master plan to save primetime ratings at CNN? If I'm working at CNN, I am polishing my resume. The lifeboats are full. The Titanic is going down. When I first saw this headline earlier this week, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a mistake. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we just bury the media career of Kaitlan Collins in the woke cemetery? What was that, last week? Maybe 2 weeks ago? Whenever the hell that town hall with Donald Trump was. Orange man bad. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive Kaitlan Collins was the moderator for that event. I know there was a lot of confusion. Many people thought it was Dylan Mulvaney. Bobby D and Katie Rue, they do share a close resemblance, but I have my inside sources confirm for me. It was definitely Kaitlan Collins moderating that disaster. We properly eulogized her. We put her career out of its misery. We laid it to rest where we thought she would be most comfortable, right between the donut diva and Donnie and his lemons. But all of a sudden, Katie Rue rises from the grave and revitalizes her career. The grave could not hold the rooster. Well, perhaps revitalizes her career. Perhaps that's a little bit of a stretch. I would not call working primetime at CNN the revitalization of a career. It's the equivalent of being the equipment manager in the WNBA dump. For 18 months now, CNN has been trying to replace Chris Cuomo. Hey, it's me, Chrissy C. Hey there, Chrissy. How are things in the land of irrelevancy? For the past 12 months, the search to replace Chris Cuomo has fallen on the shoulders of Chris the Licker. Now, credit where credit is due. This primetime slot, it hasn't stayed empty this long because of a lack of effort. The Licker's tongue has been busy begging anyone to fill the empty seat left by Chrissy C. Jon Stu, Travis Noah, Charles Barkley. For a short while, CNN tried Jake the Bongo Tapper, Bill Maher, Gayle King. My inside sources tell me Chris Licht got so desperate at one point, he even reached out to Keith Olbermann, the same Keith Olbermann who has been begging for years to get back into the mainstream media. KO said, thanks but no thanks. No one considers CNN to be in the mainstream. Me and my cats, we will continue hosting this podcast that only Garfield listens to. I understand the options were limited. I get it. Hell, there were no options. But Kaitlan Collins? You're going to give primetime real estate to Kaitlan Collins? Katie Roo! Katie Roo! CNN would be better off showing reruns of Alf. They would be better off giving the time slot back to Don Lemon. Donnie was atrocious, but at least he caused controversy. At least he brought attention to the network. I sat here for an hour this afternoon, searching for the most interesting clips of Kaitlan Collins, trying to find anything that she has said that was newsworthy, trying to find something, anything, that would make people tune into her show. I'm going to share those clips with you guys here in just a second, but I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. I found nothing. Earlier this week, CNN announced Kaitlan Collins would take over Chris Cuomo's old time slot. Starting in June, dozens of people will be cured of their insomnia by seeing the beautiful face of Kaitlan Collins 5 nights a week. I would imagine the dozens of people watching will be watching on mute. But I have a suggestion for those wanker spankers. You can save yourself an hour by downloading pictures of Dylan Mulvaney and using those instead. Filling a primetime slot in cable news, it's difficult, it's hard to do. It's important to find the right host. It is critical to find someone that will relate to your audience. They need charisma. They need to have good delivery. They need to have the ability to be entertaining while presenting the news. That is one of the things that made Tucker Carlson so successful. He was entertaining. He was relatable. He was charismatic. Katie Rue doesn't have any of those traits. Think about this for a second. Who is the target audience for CNN? This time last year, Chris Licht claimed that CNN was targeting normal people. That bullshit expired after the town hall with Donald Trump. You are more likely to see Bob Greiner make a free throw than find a normal person who is willing to watch CNN. CNN made it very, very clear last week with their post-town hall coverage. They sent a very clear message to normal people. We are going after the shit fucks. That's who we want watching our network, parishioners of Woke United Methodist. That's what makes this decision with Kaitlan Collins even more baffling. Katie Rue will never appeal to normal people. She lacks authenticity. When it was announced earlier this week that she was promoted to Primetime, the handful of shitfucks who still watch CNN expressed their outrage. I'm not watching Kaitlan Collins. She used to work for Tucker Carlson. I can't watch this birthing person. She was convicted of using homophobic slurs when she was in college. So, who is going to be watching this show? The short answer, of course, is no one. But why did Chris Licht make this decision? This decision was announced after the disaster with Donald Trump and all the negative press it brought from both sides of the media. So why did CNN make this call? Well, Casey, it's obvious. Katie Rue was their only choice. Yeah, I know, but there's got to be another reason. During the middle of April, Kaitlan Collins, she was given a full week in primetime on CNN. She averaged 485,000 viewers. This is great! Our ratings have rebounded! Katie Rue is our savior! This is the answer we have been looking for! The ratings were actually down from the week before. So just to recap, Katie Rue was the co-anchor on CNN this morning, where she could not convince a Cocker Spaniel to piss on a fresh turd. She was then given a full week in prime time, where she couldn't increase the ratings from nothing to almost nothing. Actually, they went from nothing to huge embarrassing failure status. Like I said in the beginning, I searched for a while this afternoon trying to find anything even remotely interesting that involves Kaitlan Collins. I know CNN pretends to be a news network, but cable news, it stopped being about delivering news decades ago. Cable news is just another form of entertainment. And I'm talking about all cable news from Fox to CNN. What about MSNBC? There is nothing entertaining about that network. Have you ever seen Joy Reid magically change wigs while riding her broom? That shit is more entertaining than Better Call Saul. I'm going to share a few clips. These are the most entertaining clips I can find of Kaitlan Collins. Now, I excluded clips from the town hall with Donald Trump. I didn't think it was fair to give credit of Trump being entertaining to Katie Rue. But I also want you to notice something. I'm going to start here with a clip of the woman formerly known as Kaitlan Collins. This is a clip of her when she identified as a normal person. Then, you're going to see the rapid transformation as she starts working at CNN and transitions to Katie Rue. Watch for yourself.
Okay, so George Soros is this foreign-born left-wing guy who essentially wants to change the nature of our country. And in this data dump, one of the memos was about the refugee crisis. And they made 3 points. They think that they've been successful at influencing immigration policy across the world. They think that the refugee crisis is an opportunity to continue doing so. And they think the refugee crisis is the new normal. And George Soros is this guy who is a staunch advocate for open borders. He wants people to be able to go wherever they want, whenever they want, for whatever reason.
Why does that matter? Why is this a global competition to you if everyday Americans are still losing their lives and we're still seeing more cases every day?
Well, they're losing their lives everywhere in the world. And maybe that's a question you should ask China. Don't ask me, ask China that question, okay? When you ask them that question, you may get a very unusual answer. Yes, behind you, please.
Sir, why are you saying that to me specifically?
I'm telling you, I'm not saying it specifically to anybody. I'm saying it to anybody that would ask a nasty question like that.
That's not a nasty question.
Please go ahead.
Why does it matter?
Okay, anybody else? Please, go ahead in the back, please.
I have 2 questions.
No, it's okay.
But you pointed to me. I have 2 questions, Mr. President.
Next, please.
But you called on me.
I did, and you didn't respond, and now I'm calling on
Sorry, I just
the young lady in the back, please.
I just wanted to let my colleague finish,
Okay.
but can I ask you
Ladies
a question,
and gentlemen,
please?
thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Overnight on his social media website, he revived a racist nickname that he has used for you. And you're probably one of the most reliable members of his cabinet, certainly one of the longest serving. I want to give you a chance to respond to this racist nickname that your former boss is using about you? It's now headed to the Senate in South Carolina. Are you going to oppose this bill?
Well, of course, I'm going to oppose it. This will be the fourth time our body has taken up an abortion bill since September, and we are supposed to be part-time legislators. We have failed to pass any laws to help us combat fentanyl. There are many things that we need to do in our state. Instead, the overwhelmingly white male Republican majority is going to focus again and again on abortion.
If Katie Rue were still a real journalist, if she was still identifying as Kaitlan Collins and working for the Daily Caller, she would have pressed Sandy Sin in that last clip. Why are you using race in your argument for abortion? Seems like an obvious question to me. I don't know what race has to do with abortion. But Katie Rue doesn't push back because it fits the narrative that CNN wants to push. But anyway, that was the most entertaining footage I could find of Katie Rue. She has been working in the mainstream media for years. That was the best I could find. This is supposed to be the savior? This is the chosen one? This is the person that's going to save ratings at CNN? In a way, I actually feel bad for Kaitlan Collins. I really do. I know we pick on her a lot here on the channel, mainly because she makes it so easy, but I don't have anything against Kaitlan Collins personally. I think she lacks authenticity. I think she started collecting money from CNN and she allowed them to completely change her personal values. In other words, she's fake, but I really do feel bad for her because I think Kaitlan Collins is being set up for failure. The only way to save CNN at this point is bringing in a household name, someone who is respected, someone who has credibility. I know Katie Rue takes her job very seriously, but she don't have any of that. She's not a big name. She was just humiliated on a national stage in front of 3 million people. 3 million people who will never watch her on CNN. Whether it's fair or not, she's going to be compared to the ratings that Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo used to draw. 3 or 4 years ago, they were drawing 1-2 million viewers every night in primetime on CNN. Katie Rue ain't coming close to that. She'll be lucky to draw 500,000. She is entering primetime at a point where CNN's ratings are the lowest they've been in decades. Hell, they are being consistently beaten by Newsmax. After what just happened with Donald Trump, name one Republican that's going to agree to go on her show. She is being set up to fail, but maybe Katie Rue will surprise us. What do you think? Does she stand a chance in primetime at CNN? Do you think anyone is going to watch this show? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.